Yeah, you know, this place, man, it exceeded expectations definitely as far as the overall experience, seeing the whales on the ride in, on the boat. Just getting to have that view every day is remarkable. It's incredible. And then the sheep, obviously beautiful, beautiful animals. Love the coloration. So many awesome rams that we got to see every day. And the terrain is no joke. You better, especially if you want to come with a bow. Obviously any bow hunt is challenging, but a sheep hunt with a bow is a little extra challenging.
So to spend time with you, John, on a hunt like this, I mean, as a father, that's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And so the animals, yeah, those are highlights, because I've never been able to, neither one of us have ever hunted a sheep before. And so to be able to do that, to go on a sheep hunt, both of us, and then to be fortunate enough to each get one, that is, of course, a huge highlight.
As far as the place and the hunting, man, I can't imagine a better experience.
Man, what a setting for a hunt of any kind, but for a sheep hunt, this is pretty fantastic. I mean, look at the water.
beautiful. Stunning.
Why the water's so glass, like glass out here. Cool. All right, John, good luck, bud.
Today we got that area to the middle of the island for try to find the sheep, because now the last night is a full moon and the animals go more in the creek. We try to find good one. No, Carmen, that's it. Ready? Let's do it.
So they like to walk on top just so they can
Coming
see.
down, yes.
Man, day 2, headed to go find us a big old ram. Excited to be out, another beautiful day in Carmen Island. Here we go. So day 2 on Carmen Island, day 2 sheep hunting with Chewy and Arundus. We didn't go that far. We just took off in the truck down the road a little bit and went straight up the mountain this morning. Within 30 minutes of getting to the top, we found some rams and some ewes. It was a group of 9. 5 rams, 4 ewes. Watched them for probably, man, I'm gonna guess an hour, and they were side hilling actually kind of to us, opposite end of the canyon. And then they slowly split off. The oldest, most mature ram, him and 3 other rams, and 2 ewes stayed down low, and then the rest went up and over the ridge. They got to about 250 yards, and we were hoping they were going to bed down. They went into a little cut, so we were thinking they would bed down there in the shade. And so we took off to do a big loop. Sure enough, they didn't, and they kept making their way around the canyon, and then they went up into a saddle and they bedded down in that saddle. So we ran the ridge until we got up above them, and we found them again, and they were at about 200 yards bedded. But we couldn't cut the distance. There just was no vegetation between us, and the wind kept switching on us. It was really light wind today. So we dropped down into the canyon just to cut that 200 yards, and then came back up into that saddle. But on our way up, I guess they heard us probably, or smelled us, because the wind kept kind of wanting to go up and over with the thermals. So once we made it to the top where they were gone, and we couldn't find them. So we got to take our shoes off and hang out for a minute. But within about 30 minutes, Chewy and Arundus found another ram bedded with a ewe. Back the direction we had just come, so we dropped back down in that same canyon and went a pretty good ways, I don't know how far, went a good ways down in the bottom, and then climbed up to their elevation to side hill towards them. The wind was perfect. We got to 30 yards. There's a little draw between us and the ram. He couldn't see us, but he was bedded underneath a couple big trees, so we couldn't get a shot. And eventually, I think they just knew something was wrong, so the ram and the ewe just stayed in the bottom of the draw where we couldn't get a shot, and went up to a little knob, probably 120 yards above us, and just were watching us. And they slowly just went up and over, and Chewy went up and over to try and re-find him and never could. And so then made a fun, long hike out, and that was our day. It was an awesome day. Can't wait for tomorrow. Day 3 on Carmen Island. Can't wait to get out there and have another awesome, amazing day in this beautiful place, and hopefully we find a ram.
Vámonos.
Okay.
Gracias.
in there?
Yeah, I would have shot him if I was right there. Probably in the chest. So this was Thursday. Thursday. And man, I had a great opportunity. We got within 20 yards of a shooter ram. And it was, we knew he went over a hill, over a mountain, and we kind of knew where he was going to be. Or at least Gasper thought he knew where he might bed up. And so we went straight over the hill and kind of followed where we last saw him. And then on the back side of the hill, there was a lot of really steep drops and some big cactuses. And I guess the way the sun was, he figured he would bed in maybe one of those cactuses. So it was fun because I took my bow off and we put our packs down and we basically just kind of stalked around in these bushes and cactuses real slow, trying to creep around and see if we could find him. And Gasper heard something and stopped. And I was looking between this big cactus and I saw a white spot, and I realized it was the nose, or his, not his black nose, but his muzzle basically was white, and I saw him, and then I saw his head turn. It was only like 20 yards. But he was down and there was brush between us. And so I was getting ready to shoot. I had my arrow and my bow and everything. And but he was curious and he came walking towards us, and then realized we weren't other sheep, and there was no way I could shoot unless I was where Gaspar was, and maybe I could have shot it in the chest at close range. But he turned and started walking, and I drew back and was just waiting for him to stop, and he never stopped. We tried to stop him, but he just kept slowly walking off, and that was it. But hey, it was fun. It was great. We had a good day.
And kicking off
Fourth day.
fourth day here on Carmen. We've both gotten within 30 yards from me, 20 yards for you. We're getting close. We're just gonna make it happen now. Yeah, it's been awesome. We're in a new place. We came in on the boat, and we've already bumped 2 ewes that were bedded down in this creek bottom. And so gotta hold the boat because hopefully something might happen here pretty quick. So here we go, excited for the day. we got dropped off by the boat, hiked back in there down the Valley of Death, as we called it, and we found a nice little glassing knob and found a ram right off. We spent most of the day getting over there to him, but we were about halfway over, and he just slowly got out of bed and kind of started moving a little bit, but we could never re-find him. And so we got a nice little relaxing afternoon sitting by the water hole, but unfortunately no rams came in. So another day tomorrow.
I'm excited that Jacqueline is here with us and Wyatt, and it's another beautiful day here. Looking forward to spending day 5 on the mountain, and I'm predicting that John is going to get a shot today.
I think so too.
That's my prediction.
I think Wyatt and I brought the luck.
And you guys are going to catch some fish, right?
Yeah, we're going to catch fish. If anything, we'll catch fish.
Okay.
Right on the ridge line.
Proud of you, man. Super happy for you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Well, thank y'all for coming. I didn't know we'd have such a crew.
A sheep party. Buenos.
Man, he's a awesome ram, broomed off on both sides. Obviously has that red, dark color. Worked our tail off for him all week. Chewy and Arundus, and I know all the guys have worked tough, worked really hard for him. So he's, man, true trophy and just an awesome experience. But yeah, so today we took the truck to a little water hole, and then hiked up the ridge above it, and we're glassing a couple basins and some ridge lines for probably 5-10 minutes, and Arundus took off up higher to get on the a little bit higher hillside with the
Glass.
Yeah, to glass with the like old cell tower, I guess.
Yeah.
And then after that, within a couple minutes, Arundus actually found this ram with 2 other rams, and he was bedded in a little saddle, actually probably about the same level we were, but there was a ridge between us. And so Chewy and I took off, dropped down in the bottom, and then climbed that ridge to make sure he was still there and we could see him.
So he was bedded?
He was bedded in the sun, like right off the top of the saddle.
What time was this?
First thing.
Right off the bat?
Yeah, right off the bat. And then the 2 other rams were feeding below him but coming up to him. And so then they eventually fed up and bedded beneath him about 30 yards. And so we like got to the back side of the saddle he was on, and we're about to climb that ridge. And right about then, Arundus had told us that he took off, not like took off running, but
started walking.
They started walking, and they made it. They ended up going a long ways. They wrapped
all 3 of them together.
All 3 of them together. They went up on top, and then they wrapped all the way around the top of the canyon and bedded on this ridge right over here. And so Chewy and I climbed up. We went exactly like the sheep did. We climbed straight up and got up on top.
Followed like right behind them where they went?
Well, we figured where they went, you know, and climbed that ridge. It was really steep and nice and nasty on all fours. For me, Chewy wasn't, but I was on all fours pretty much the whole time. And we got up to the top, and once we were on top, you can move pretty good, you know. And so we were running the ridge, and Chewy spotted them standing like on the other side of the basin from us.
Like all 3 of them were standing up?
All 3 of them were standing up looking away, like looking out over. And it was windy. And so we watched them, and Arundus made his way over to us so he could spot for us. And then they bedded down on that ridge top. And so Arundus got in the rocks. I think it was like, I want to say it was like 375 yards away or something like that. And so Chewy and I went and worked around the basin at their level, like side hilling to them, but it was pretty flat and easy walking. We were just trying to be quiet. And
so how far away from them were you at that time?
We got to like, I want to say I'm guessing we got to like 150, because they got up and they started moving, and then they knew something was going on at like 95 yards, because I've ranged it once. They were just kind of looking at us, but we were like, we weren't walking. We hadn't walked yet. We were crawling for a while. And so they were at 95 yards and looked at us, and then they moved a little bit where we couldn't see them, but then they bedded back down. I'm gonna guess a little bit over 100 yards from us. And so we gave them a minute or 2, and then we started getting closer and closer to them.
Were y'all crawling?
Yeah, we were crawling like on your butt. And so we got to, there was like a little dip, and they were in that little dip. And so Chewy and I, we were crawling and got to what we thought was probably 50 to 60 yards. We didn't know exactly where they were, but we knew that's,
pretty
close. We were within a bush or 2, knowing where they were.
Yeah.
And we
so was it flat where you were, or was it?
It was like slightly rolled, because we were like at the top of a ridge, you know?
Yeah.
And so one stood up And I had to move, like scoot in front of Chewy, because we were like, this was the spot we were gonna stay, and I had to scoot in front of Chewy, and then one stood up. And I actually drew back, and we thought they were bedded at 60. And then he kept going, he went up, and so I shot him, or we thought they were bedded at like 50, 55, and I think they were more bedded at like 60.
Yeah.
And so he took like what I guessed was 5 yards. So I shot him, I missed him, like I misjudged range, right?
Yeah.
And so then
Did you go over or under,
I
or
went
could you tell?
over.
You went over?
Yeah, and then the other two stood up. And then this one, I was still thinking they were like 50. This one was closer. And so
Nice.
I had to, the first shot, I had to like lean out because there was I was sitting down, but there was some brush, so I had to like lean to avoid the brush, and I missed.
Were you on your knees or
I was sitting.
just sitting?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then, and it was, I mean,
Windy, yeah,
windy.
yeah.
So I was, trying my
Pretty
best.
tough, yeah.
And then, but I felt good. Like I took my time and everything. And then, so this one, he got up and he was at 50. Well, what I thought was 50. And then, took a few steps. So I shot him for 55, and I think he was probably 60. And so I hit low, and it cut him like really good, but low. So I was thinking maybe I hit the bottom of the heart, but I didn't.
So you were behind the shoulder?
It was like right
Angled?
at the leg,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. It was like, and so I cut him good, and you could tell, like you could see the blood running down his leg, and he just like was gingerly walking away with the other ram. The first one I missed, he kind of dropped and stayed there, and then these two left. And just like a trot, kind of, but you can tell he was
Hurt.
not feeling great.
Yeah.
And so they got out of sight, and then we had to wait for that third one to get out of sight, and then Chewy and I took off to try and get our eyes back on him. And so we ran to the edge of the ridge, and the one he was with, we saw him up here. So
Pretty far away.
like 150
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
And so we knew he was probably between us
you
and
and
him.
yeah.
Yeah. And so you could tell, like when he first went away, they were looking off the edge here, and you could tell he did not want to go. Like he was not feeling
Yeah,
great.
he was not wanting to go with his buddy.
No. And so then, anyways, we saw his buddy up here, and we kept going. We were moving, and sure enough, Chewy, like, he's right there, and he was bedded in the shade under a tree. And so then put another arrow in him, and well, actually, I think I waited for him to stand up and then put an arrow in him, and he went back down, and Chewy's like, no mas, no mas,
Right
no
there?
mas. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he got back up, so I shot him again,
Well, I don't blame you, man.
and then he went down and like kind of stumbled down and fell right over here. And so we gave him a few minutes, and we thought he was dead. And so then we walked up to him, and like, I can't remember if Chewy touched him or I touched him or not, but we got close to him, and somehow he got a little second, like got himself back up to right here, and I was afraid he was gonna
yeah.
tip over.
This is where he crashed, right?
So I
here.
put another arrow in him right here.
Wow.
Yeah. So thankfully I brought 5 arrows.
Well, that's good to know. I got 5 in my pack.
Yeah. So yeah, man, awesome experience, and great guys and great guides, and
So congratulations.
great
What a beautiful animal, John.
food. Big time.
So I know it's a dream come true to be here and
Unreal.
actually get one.
They're not easy.
No,
But yeah, man,
super happy for you.
so cool. So.
I
scared?
I slot over the white spot. I slot now
Is it too low now?
yeah.
Okay.
And the white sheep is here below.
We got a lot of help today. So I think we're gonna find, we already found some rams, but I think we're gonna have some action today. It's gonna be fun, man.
que sí lo chingó, güey. No ha salido acá en la plano.
We can give it time too. We can wait.
Está mucha pelota aquí, volando.
There's no hurry. Don't get too excited till I know, but it felt like a good shot. It was a little bit high, but it should work. smokes. Holy smokes, man. Holy smokes. Oh, it was a good shot. Oh my goodness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh man. Oh Lord, thank you, Lord. Got a big chip. He's got to be a little bit older than John's. Thank you. Thank you. Blessed, man, so blessed. We spent four and a half hours waiting for that opportunity, you know, on that other mountain. And we were running out of time, so we had to make a move. And we lucked out and he came right to us. And Rhys saw him. It was awesome, man. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Wow. Old man came through. Gracias. Gracias.
Oh, that is so cool.
You see all the broken stuff on there?
Oh, dude, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Chewy couldn't sit still up there. So nervous. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So, thank you. Thank you, Mata. Thank you for spotting so much, man.
Oh, dude, what a care.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, on this front here.
Can you believe we both got one? Crazy, man.
Golly, dude. We watched it. We
blessed.
watched for like 6.5 hours, I think.
Man, we were stuck right over there for 4.5 hours. They were just piddling around up here.
You hit him right in the shoulder.
Yeah, he was coming down the hill to us.
Dude, he looked like he was 10 yards.
He was 30 yards.
30?
We didn't know he was
looked-
coming. Rhys saw him. He goes,
Yeah.
and he was like right there.
We were trying to tell y'all.
And Gaspar wasn't, his radio quit. He didn't have any power. Power went out. And he's looking away because,
He came 50 yards to y'all.
yeah. And he must have heard us or something.
Yeah,
probably.
he was curious. He kept,
Yeah, looking.
he was above y'all looking down.
Dude, it was perfect because he came this way and I got him broadside and I drew back right when he went by a bush.
Yeah.
I drew and he took like 2 more steps and I was like, oh my God. But I didn't have time to range him or anything because they happened so fast.
So what'd you shoot him?
I shot him for 30 and I was like, I hit a little high.
Yeah.
I hit like an inch high. But dude, he ran and he didn't go 100 yards and then buzzards are flying.
So
And the other 3 went up this way. And then I was like, because he didn't go with them and I was like, okay.
Whenever you shot, I saw that fletching. I was
You
like,
saw it?
Yeah, I could see the fletching sticking out of him whenever he started running downhill. I told you, I was like, he hit him in the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I hit him. Let's see, he was coming down
Well,
this.
I think you blew through this.
It went in on the left.
Yeah, went in through.
Let's see. He was coming down this way. I hit him on
You
his
shot
left
him on
side.
the left side, yeah.
Yeah, right over here.
That's what I'm saying. You hit him right in the shoulder, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Right to the shoulder and it came out right behind the shoulder.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, because he was angling forward. I shot like this a little bit.
Dude, that's a bruiser.
Isn't that cool, man?
Oh,
They're
that's
so
awesome,
pretty, dude.
man.
They're so pretty. you.